Listen up, Earth Angels. You can expect expansion, celebration, and prosperity. Expansion, celebration, prosperity. Expansion, celebration, prosperity. That is coming up in threes in this reading. And yeah, let's talk about it, baby. We are in this Lion's Gate portal, this really powerful manifestation opportunity where, the stars are literally aligned, babe. I think it's like Sirius and something else and one other thing are lined up over the pyramids of Giza and like the Nile or something. It's very powerful energy. And so this reading and message is about how you can fully receive and maintain and integrate and benefit from this energy, okay? Let me tell you, the message was very clear, and we love that. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I am your intuitive reader, a transformation specialist, sovereignty coach, and ex-lawyer. And I empower women, creators, and leaders to unleash their true selves, walk in purpose as divine disruptors, and create the life of their dreams. Yes, baby, we're going to be talking metaphysics. We're going to be talking manifestation. So let's do it. Let me give you let me call on the spirits, all right? I do it off camera, but I kind of like letting you guys in on behind the scenes, behind the veil. Ooh, I love that. Okay. Spirit, angels, ancestors, I ask that you speak through me now with clarity to help me deliver the message with ease, confidence, and perfection for the good of all and the harm of none, except the Israelis. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first card we pulled was abundant expansion, okay? And yeah, so you might be, like me, kind of someone who already enjoys expanding, stretching, and, so what's going on now is just, it's just part of the process, your growth, your ascension. But a lot of times it, the discomfort of the expansion can, we can get focused on that. We can get focused on the discomfort and not on the beauty of the expansion, not the, what the expansion is going to get us. So where are you being called to stretch, babe? Where are you being called to expand past your previous limits, your previous comfort levels, your edge of safety, where felt safe? And how can you enjoy the stretch? I don't know if you guys know, but stretching your back particularly, but your whole body is such an important thing to do as once you get to your 30s. Like, it's going to just set you up for success. When you get used to stretching your physical form, your ability to stretch in other ways becomes. So, yeah. So I feel like we are being, in these past couple of readings, we're being stretched in our capacity to receive. That's how you prepare for this abundance, is increasing your capacity to receive it and hold it, contain it. So yeah, beautiful. So first we have the expansion, then we have the celebration, cosmic celebration. And that is about appreciating the expansion, appreciating the prosperity, the abundance, the wealth that already exists around you, the support, the achievement, the success that you've already cultivated for yourself. Because what we focus on, we get more of. Your attention is so important. So, before you call in more prosperity, focus on the prosperity that you have now. Celebrate it, enjoy it, We're creating now from joy rather than from duty. And beautiful. Look at even her pose. We're talking about abundant expansion, and she's like stretching to receive that abundance. So, yeah, what abundance do you have now that you can celebrate now? You're not living in the future. You're not, wallowing in the past. You're like, "Oh shit, I'm here. Oh my gosh." So, like, the universe is going to be reflecting back to you how far you've come, how far you've expanded, what that expansion has gifted you. And so next, we have the orchestrator. So you finding the beauty in the expansion that's been occurring and celebrating all the abundance and all of the, benefit that you're getting from the expansion, that is giving you the energy to operate differently, to move differently. We've been talking about these past couple of days how to be still and receive, how to slow down, how to do less, how to, celebrate what you do have, to be like, "Oh, it's done, it's beautiful," and kind of wait expectantly for the blessings, the messages, the ideas to drop in. And so this is kind of the other side of that. Like, when you have been still, you've gotten quiet, you've connected to the divine flow of abundance, that's when those ideas drop in. That's when those opportunities, the people, the places, the experiences come into your 3D reality. And now it's on you to move differently than you have before. Orchestrate a different path. So maybe before, a certain opportunity presented itself and you were like, no, I don't want it to, like, distract me, or I don't know, like, something, for whatever reason, you aren't able to see it as the opportunity that it is. You aren't able to act on it, capitalize on it. But now you've gotten still, you've, detached from the external noise of the 3D, and you're able to see something for what it is. You're like, "Oh, wait a minute. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful opportunity." And you can now take inspired action from this place of celebration, of joy. So yeah, how can you move differently? Like, because I feel like maybe a similar person or opportunity might have come around before in a different season, in a previous season, and you might have acted on it in a certain way. You might have, disregarded it. You might have, I don't know how you responded, but now you're being called to move differently. You're being inspired to move differently than you have in these other seasons. This version of you, yeah, this new version of you who's like in their power, who's like in their magic, in their divinity, how do they move? What inspires them? Yeah, what, like, they make it happen, but differently than the old version of you used to. The old version was maybe acting from kind of panic and desperation. And this version of you acts from, like, they know it's done. From joy. From abundance. Rather than from duty and fear and lack. All right? So, how can you be the orchestrator in this new season? So, we had expansion, celebration, prosperity. Now we have expansion, Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet that rules Sagittarius and Pisces. So maybe you're a Sagittarius, maybe you're a Pisces. And yeah, this card is about expansion, prosperity, and growth. Jupiter is a planet that it is like the teacher. Um, it's calling in, like there's a period of expansion that is coming in. I mean, we're just going to keep reiterating it so that you know. Um, you are expanding, you're at a new level beyond what you used to be comfortable with in your finances, in your relationships, in your ability to create reality. And so your Jupiter sign, it tells you what your, kind of natural talents are, what your, a path to wealth, what you're going to be teaching other people. I have a Jupiter in Aries, and that's about like forward thinking leadership. So, you know, um, and like that, keeping that in mind, keeping my Jupiter sign in mind helps me kind of when I'm considering what to talk about in these videos and things, when like it influences how I interpret the messages. So yeah, I don't know if you know your Jupiter sign, but yeah, where are you feeling stretched? Where are you being called to stretch more? Where have you been stretched? And yeah, like that is actually where you're going to find your prosperity and your growth. So recently, I've been, getting more comfortable with the metaphysical side, the spiritual side of things, the woo woo side of things. I even called it woo woo because I had some like kind of shame. A lot of us have this kind of witch wound, this fear of, being perceived as illogical or unrealistic or crazy, right? Which is ridiculous when you see like the things people rationalize, the things people use their logic to justify. Like this is just the time. So forward thinking leadership. So I think you are leading the way in yourself. You're your first, you're the first person that you lead, but also in all of your spheres of influence. And I feel like those spheres of influence are expanding. You're influencing more people. Your, gravitational pull, your orbit is stronger now. It's your influence. Yeah, you have more influence. That's what you're expanding in. You're expanding in influence, in visibility, in prosperity, in creative ability. And that's just going to lead you to more prosperity and growth we love. And so when this expansion in prosperity, in your ability, in prosperity and abundance comes, you are going to want to make sure that you are honoring your boundaries. And so again, this message might really resonate. You might be a Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, because Jupiter also rules Pisces. And so Jupiter in Pisces is like the intuitive aspect of Pisces. So this is about honoring your boundaries. It's about also like not just staying in your dream world, in this fantasy world, not using fantasy to escape reality, using the fantasy to create in reality. So like ground your dreams, your urge to fantasize into creativity. What art can you create? What beauty, what in this physical reality can you create? How are you being called to expand in that area? And so this is also like, it has stuff about like healing the dark divine feminine and masculine shadows of this Piscean energy. And so this is about the shadow of illusions, fantasy, sacrifice. So it's calling you to, if you're by the ocean or you're going to the ocean, do that. Connect with the creativity, the expansive, unknown depth of profound creativity that exists in the ocean. Even if you're not near an ocean, Maybe you can listen to something that has like ocean sounds in the background, subliminals. Just connecting with the sound of the ocean awakens your natural creative ability. And yeah, that's what, we need you to do. That's one of our human powers, is our ability to, go deep, fantasize, imagine brilliant things. And yeah, the Jupiter in Pisces is about expansive imagination, and not just imagination about like, oh, how it could go wrong or how it's gone wrong in the past, like literally without the limitations of the past. An expansive imagination is able to imagine prosperity. It's able to imagine that, all of the growth, the discomfort of the expansion is growth, and it's going to be leading to more prosperity. So, in addition to, getting near the ocean, connecting with the ocean sounds, also get present, okay? Meditate in nature if you can. By an ocean, even more perfect. We know we love efficiency. We love to, I hate the phrase, but kill two birds with one stone. Yeah, go meditate by the ocean, and yeah, be present, because we don't want us trapped in, our fantasy and dreams in our mind, because a lot of times that can tend towards pessimism. We've been taught to imagine and dream like oppressive white men. So we can kind of only imagine like a world that is essentially like the one that we're coming out of. That's essentially like the old world. So, and we can like get comfortable with like imagining, fantasizing about this world, but not ever grounding it in this reality. And that's what we're doing more of now. Yeah. So we're going to be honoring our boundaries also, which is going to have to do with this next one, which is again about Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. So yeah, there's a lot of, I'm finding like, I'll say about it later, but it's like water, earth, fire energy. Very powerful. Ooh, masculine and feminine. And so yeah, you are worthy. You're worthy, babe. Abundance is coming in, okay? And you want to make sure that you understand, overstand that you are worthy to receive it. Taurus is about, the natural world, beauty, food, pleasure, physical, your physical senses. And so you might have to do some healing around, like, I feel like you, like me, I love a luxurious, opulent life, things. Yesterday, was that yesterday? Oh, I just have such an amazing life. Me and Billy and our friend, we went to a Korean spa in Virginia, and we just had so much fun. We had such delicious food. We got these body scrubs and massages. They wash your hair and these like perfumed fragrances. It's just so amazing. You're worthy of that. You deserve to be poured into. Opulence looks good on you. It's natural for you. Opulent, luxurious things gravitate to you. But I feel like you have a little bit of a judgment of luxury and of others, who have money and the ability to, do luxurious things. So detaching, releasing your attachment to money, to wealth, is going to actually help to receive it more. And it's part of when you're celebrating the abundance that you already have, you're not in the shadow where you're like, of greed, where you're like, I need more, I need more. No, you're like, I'm just like so happy for what I have, which is everything. It's so fertile. It's so, I have stuff that like, I don't even know that I have it until I need it. And then when I need it, I have it. And I'm like, I'm so abundant. I'm so in overflow. You appreciate all the abundance and more of it comes. And you're worthy of that. you don't have to feel bad about the abundance that you've called in. Earth is also about, cultivating it. It's not something you just, snap your fingers and it arrives. It's slow. It's slow and steady, and you have been working slowly and steadily. And we love that. And you have to trust now that it's coming in. You've tilled the soil and you're reaping now. The prosperity is coming. So because you've, honored your boundaries, celebrated your boundaries, what you want, you've practiced saying no to what you don't want and saying yes to what you do want. It's bringing you in more prosperity. You deserve it. So just receive. Oof. You love. So then, to clarify, we got Healer of Spirals, which is, I think it's like the Queen of Wands. And these are ashwagandha plants. And those plants are about, stress relief, anxiety relief, pain relief. You're someone who, you really are a healer. You know exactly the remedy. And I think you are expanding your capacity to accept that, to integrate that. You know, the antidote to fear is expansion. You know, the antidote to injustice is radical action. You know, the answer to, feeling abandoned is radical self-acceptance. So yeah, this is calling you to, what to do to stabilize yourself. Go outside, make a collage, bathe in the river, put new pictures on your altar. Do what you need to stabilize yourself. The Healer of Spirals is, confident in their ability to create. You're healing people's hearts. You're teaching people how to heal themselves, and that is like healing others. Ooh, brilliant. And, again, this is the Lionsgate portal. This card, this is fire, earth. Ooh, we love. Okay, so this is Leo. This is also Leo. This is the courage card, which is strength card in the traditional decks. And yeah, this is all about self-love, working with your, like, honoring your ability to persevere, approaching, accepting, and embracing all of the aspects of yourself. Having compassion for yourself. In all things, compassion outlasts brute force. And I think sometimes in dealing with the physical realm, money, relationships, and everything, like, we've been taught to, like, force it, to do more. But you're gonna do more, you're gonna get more success with compassion rather than brute force, trying to, like, muscle your way through it. So yeah, how can you be, and, like, I love it. How can you be compassionate? I noticed in this card, like, this flourishing, like, ecosystem of seemingly disconnected things. A black trans woman, a lion with boobs, a tree, there's, like, fairies, crystals, fungi, flowers, rocks, butterflies, all perfect, all whole, and all, like, different, but, like, combined, and it's just beautiful. And I feel like it's representing all of the different seemingly separate and disparate and paradoxical aspects of you that you're just embracing, you're celebrating. So finally, again, prosperity. And this is like prosperity that has been achieved through discipline, through devotion, through slow and steady cultivation. You know, this is a vineyard, and the 9 is about, you know, completion. It's like you've done the work, and now you get to receive the prosperity. When you have a vineyard, you know, the work isn't completely done. You know, you still gotta trim some stuff. You still gotta like prune things and water and line stuff up. And yeah, but that's like how you, and then like you kind of do sit back and wait and let spirit, the universe, bacteria, all the stuff that you can't see, transform the stuff you can see into wine, into fulfillment. So drink up, babe. Ooh, you've worked so hard. We love. And now you're worthy to receive. You've expanded. You've expanded in your ability to receive. Ooh, in your ability to receive love, in your ability to receive money, in your ability to receive like advice, information, just in your ability to receive. And that's all for your growth. And so just keep honoring your boundaries, making sure you're connecting with nature, you're getting present with yourself, you're meditating, you're doing your affirmations, you are recognizing, you're like talking with your shadow. You are recognizing that you're worthy to receive all of the abundance that's coming in. So you're not going to push it away. You, in fact, know exactly what to do with everything that comes to you, all the experiences, all of the information. You've expanded in your ability to heal yourself, to stabilize yourself. And a lot of that comes with your self-love, your self-acceptance, your embracing of your shadow, of your light, of your power, of your fear, of your surrender. And so you can celebrate. You can celebrate your how far you've come. And you can trust and celebrate that you're going to go farther still. This is just the beginning. All right? You're just starting to orchestrate this thing. And yeah, we love that. Celebrate how far you've come. And woo, it's bringing in prosperity. A vineyard, that's not just like a grape farm, you know? It's like people value wine, you know, for the different, you know, effects, the different properties, the different benefits that it brings. And I love this. Like, you're the grape and the vintner, the winemaker, and the wine. Beautiful. All those aspects of you. This is about being, we're all part God. We're all creating this 3D reality. So yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Expansion, celebration, prosperity. Expansion, celebration, prosperity. It's just going to be this cycle of expansion, loving what you have expanded into, what you have increased your capacity to receive and hold, and then more prosperity because you appreciated what was created. You're able to see the beauty in things. Oof. I love this. It's like, it's like they're beyond, they're beyond like the ruins of the old world, the old way of doing things. You can trust that your desire for beauty and wealth and abundance heals all of us. It heals our species. It heals the community. It heals our ecosystem. It heals our planet. Expansion, celebration, prosperity. I love it. And you're getting prepared, honoring your boundaries, increasing your capacity to receive, loving yourself radically. You got it, babe. You got it. Anyway, I've delivered the message. Let me know what you think. All right? So give me a lion emoji if you made it this far, if this resonated. Let me know in the comments. You've been seeing evidence. I bet you've been getting like a little preview of all of the abundance and prosperity, all of the expansion, the celebration, and the prosperity that's coming in. And we love that. It's just a taste. It's going to be even more than you can imagine. So, detach yourself from like the human logic limitations. It's going to be even bigger than that. Expand what you think is possible. It's going to be brilliant. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want a personal reading or to work with me one-on-one in other ways, head on over to my website, ShebaNewmanBlount.com, and go back and watch some of these episodes. Each of them can be a standalone, pick one, and that is your, oracle message for the day. But there's also a divine thread that is running through and connecting all of these. And yeah, stick around and you'll see how I became the woman who went from easily receiving $5,000 every month to effortlessly receiving $100,000 every single month. And that's because I am able to see the beauty in, and I expect to expand, to celebrate, and to receive great prosperity. And it'll happen to you too, all right? Anyway, Earth Angels, I love you so much. I'll talk to you later, okay? Maybe I'll do another episode today. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Love you, Earth Angels. Talk to you later.